It is I, the Lord your God, who descends into your story at this moment with authority. This is no ordinary message. It is a heavenly summons. What is about to unfold can either change the trajectory of your life or cut it short, and you don't have time to treat this lightly. Something is brewing in the unseen realm, a silent but deadly trap. A force of darkness has already risen against you, targeting your peace, your finances, your health, and even your life. But I am the one who sees what you cannot. And I tell you now, only those who listen with an attentive heart will escape. Your soul has been marked for an eternal purpose, and the enemy seeks to stain that destiny with tragedy. If you ignore this word, it's not just time you'll lose. Your best days may never begin. I allowed you to hear this message because I love you. But true love doesn't just comfort. It corrects, awakens, and when necessary, shakes. My child, this is no coincidence. What you're feeling within right now is my Holy Spirit reaching for your heart before it's too late. I see everything. The attacks that come before dawn, the pain hidden behind your forced smile, the dreams you nearly buried. But listen to what your Father speaks with power. You will not die in this valley. I have already sent angels to fight for you. But now I need you to take a stand. Your apathy will cost you. Your indifference opens gaps that the enemy eagerly waits to exploit. You've lost so much already by trusting the wrong people. Do not miss the chance to trust me. If you want to be preserved, write this in the comments. I choose the voice of God. This is more than a phrase. It is a spiritual decree. Every word you write builds a wall against the gates of hell. Subscribe, not out of habit, but because my voice will continue to find you here. Turn on notifications like an alarm before sleep. There will be alerts that save your life. And leave your like as an act of faith, as if you were lifting your hands to heaven declaring, God, I receive this word. Every gesture you make is seen by my angels. Now listen closely. Your days are being reorganized in heaven. I'm aligning your finances, bringing divine connections, and preparing deliverance you won't even understand until later. But the scale of your miracle depends on your faithfulness in small choices. Your gifts were not given in vain. You are being prepared to lead, to heal, to lift others up with your voice. I will use you, but you must stop dwelling in environments that suffocate your faith. Do not let anyone silence the truth I planted in you. People will come saying this message is exaggerated, that it's no big deal. Stay away from them. They have no idea what I've freed you from today. Write this with boldness. I trust in God above all else. Write it to break free from lies that have imprisoned you for years. Now listen with an open heart. It is I, your God, who speaks directly to you. You have prayed, but you have not always spoken to me. Yes, your knees have bent, but you've repeated phrases you learned in childhood, memorized lines that fall from your lips, but not from your soul. Some prayers have become noise, not bridges. You speak often, but listen rarely. And when heaven falls silent, you assume I am too. But I wait for the truth to rise from your depths. I do not reject your prayers, but I cannot act on words wrapped in masks. You've hidden even your pain from me, as if I couldn't see what you truly feel. Talk to me as you would to your closest friend. Speak honestly, speak plainly. Don't come to me with polished, empty words. I prefer broken truth over eloquent lies. Heaven doesn't respond to appearance. Heaven responds to truth. Many who call themselves spiritual pray loudly, fast, and make vows, but they don't seek me. They chase quick fixes. They treat miracles like transactions. But I am not your employee. I am your father. I long for relationships, not requests. You ask why some prayers aren't answered. But I ask you, do you truly love me, or just the blessings I can give? The enemy thrives on that confusion. He hears your hollow prayers and whispers, "See, God doesn't answer. Why pray?" And your spirit cools, little by little, unnoticed. That's why I wake you today, not to condemn you, but to free you. You were never created for shallow faith. I made you for deep intimacy, to speak with me through tears or silence. Seek me not only in crisis, but in communion. Then you'll see the transformation I've always intended. From now on, pray as if your life depends on it, because it does. Not to manipulate heaven, but to know me. Pray with a pure heart, and if your heart isn't pure, come anyway. I will cleanse it. Just don't get used to empty prayer. It will dry you out before you even realize why. Your prayers sustain you, but it's their sincerity that moves my angels. Right now in the comments, Lord, teach me to pray with truth. This is a request I will honor. Seek me with truth, and my presence will flood your room, your heart, and your story. Remember, do not pray only out of need. Pray because you love me. Then you will see your faith blossom like never before. Now hear what I reveal to you. Haste has deafened you. You've asked for directions but rushed so quickly you couldn't hear my reply. You've pleaded for answers, but by the time I began speaking, you were already busy with your own plans. It's not that I am silent. You've just moved too fast to notice me. The noise of your schedule, the constant buzz of your phone, the commitments you stack, they've become walls between us. You've stumbled, not out of rebellion, but because you acted before listening. And each time you run, the result is the same. Anxiety, frustration, closed doors, pain from people, wounds from decisions made in haste. The world moves fast. Heaven does not. I walk at the perfect time. While the world shouts, "Hurry," I whisper, "Wait." There's something you still don't understand. You have no idea how many spiritual accidents would have been avoided if only you had listened calmly. Your haste hasn't taken you further. It's only stolen your peace. The enemy doesn't need you to rebel against me. He only needs you to rush, because haste robs you of listening. And without listening, you make decisions based on fear, logic, or lack, not on my voice. Don't seek 5-minute answers to questions that impact your eternal destiny. If you wait on me patiently, I will reveal secrets that no prophet or counselor can offer. But if you refuse to pause, don't be surprised by the emptiness that follows. I am not the God of shortcuts. I am the God of the right path. And the right path requires stillness, listening, and a heart that longs to hear. Even when heaven answers with a quiet, "Wait a little longer," speak your faith aloud. Write in the comments, "I choose to listen to the voice of God before I decide." Write it as a declaration of covenant, as if saying, "No more impulsive decisions. I want your plans, Lord." If you truly want to hear my voice, begin by slowing down. Close the windows of excess, comparison, and noise from human opinions. Enter your room, shut the door, and simply whisper, Speak, Father. Your child is listening. You will hear my words, not always at your preferred time, but precisely when the moment is right. And what I say will carry the power to transform your entire life. Now listen carefully, because the next truth I reveal reaches even deeper than haste. The theft of your joy begins in silence. Sadness didn't visit you suddenly. It crept in over weeks, maybe months, through unspoken frustrations, swallowed disappointments, misunderstood words, unseen wounds. You smiled on the outside, but quietly faded within. The enemy thrives in your silence, using every moment you keep it all inside to plant lies. I saw when your soul cried and your mouth couldn't speak. I watched as others told you to get over it, and you pretended you did, while your hope slowly unraveled. In that moment, a thread of light flickered out inside you. But hear me clearly now. Joy is your spiritual fuel. Without it, you can still walk, but you will stumble. You'll drag your feet, carry dark thoughts, and feel as if life has lost its light. That's exactly what the enemy wants, because a sad heart is a vulnerable one. He doesn't need to destroy you outright, just convince you that nothing is worth it. But I created you for fullness, not to survive in a gray, joyless world. I want to see you laugh again, lightly, purely, as someone who trusts me even when the path is unclear. And to reclaim that joy, you must understand this. Your joy cannot depend on people, titles, or fleeting successes. That's building on sand, and sand shifts with the first wind. Anchor your joy in me. Not because your life is perfect, but because I am your rock when everything else collapses. You ask, Lord, how do I recover the joy I've been losing? I answer, stop pretending everything's okay. Speak to me, not through cliches, but through soul-deep honesty. Distance yourself from what's draining your spirit. People, music, places, content. Break away. When your soul is free, I will breathe into you, bringing back light, laughter, and renewal. People will ask what changed, and you'll say, it was God. He restored the joy the world tried to steal. Right now in the comments, in faith, my joy comes from God, and no one can take it from me. Write it like someone ending the silent sadness that's worn you down. Dream again. Plan again. Smile again without fear. Because those who rejoice in me, even in dry places, find miracles where others only see sand. But this isn't the end. There's a deeper truth still to come. One that will unveil a hidden force silently draining you every day. It's the evil you absorb without realizing it. Seemingly harmless environments and words have been poisoning your soul. And this message may hold the key to your deliverance. You've welcomed things into your heart that seemed small, but they've dulled your spiritual sensitivity. You've grown accustomed to evil disguised as normal. You see it, hear it, share it, even laugh with it. But if you knew what these things carry spiritually, you'd flee immediately. Not everything that feels light is harmless. Not everything fun is edifying. Not every joke is innocent. You live in an age where evil doesn't wear horns. It wears filters, catchy phrases, polished fashion, and soft deceit. Be vigilant. Your soul absorbs what you consume. And I'm not just talking about food. I'm speaking of the music you play while walking, the videos you watch before sleep, The jokes you brush off as harmless, the content you binge when you're trying to numb your mind. These things sneak in, and before you know it, you're spiritually dry, irritable, heavy, and confused. Many of your internal struggles began when you opened your heart to things I never wanted for you. You replaced my voice with strange voices, and your heart became foggy. What you call boredom, I call the absence of my presence. What you call nervousness, I call emotional contamination. So I ask you, have you been guarding your mind, or have you opened your soul to whatever comes? Screens carry energy, trending phrases carry oppression, and when your spirit stays exposed, you become vulnerable to fear, comparison, discouragement, vanity, impurity. But I love you too much to leave you like that. Cleanse yourself. Protect yourself, set yourself apart, refilter what you hear, choose what you watch carefully, watch the tone of your conversations. And if you must, walk away from places that leave you worse than when you entered. You are my temple. Do you know what that means? It means your soul was meant to be a holy sanctuary, not a dumping ground for the world's garbage. If you sanctify yourself, I will fill you with strength. You'll feel peace return, sleep improve, your spirit revive, heavy thoughts lift, and your faith spark back to life. But you have to do your part. Write in the comments, I choose to cleanse my soul so I can hear the voice of God. Write it like someone shutting the door on darkness, declaring, from today on, only what comes from heaven may enter. Let me show you one more truth. Spiritual discouragement doesn't always arrive with storms or shouting. It comes quietly, like a slow gray cloud dimming the sky of your heart. It's a trap laid by the enemy to make you doubt my power and my promises. I've seen the tough battles you've faced. I see your tears, your sleepless nights, your shattered plans. And I say this with love and urgency. Do not let the shadow of discouragement keep you from moving forward. Discouragement whispers lies. It's not worth it. You're not enough. The miracle won't come. But I am your God, and I call out every one of those lies. You are stronger than you think, because I dwell in you. When discouragement comes, remember, I've walked through the valley of death, and I overcame it for you. I promised never to leave you. I promised that storms would pass, but my presence remained. What looks like the end is just a chapter in your story. And the key to overcoming discouragement is keeping your connection with me alive. Don't wait to feel strong to speak. Talk to me even in weakness. Don't wait for the light to move. Take the step. I am your light. And if the weight feels too much, ask for help. Do not suffer in silence. I will send help. Angels in human form, people who carry my breath and remind you, hope still lives. Now write in the comments, I reject discouragement and choose hope in God. Write with faith, write with fire, because hope is rising, joy is returning, and you are not alone. This is more than a word. It is a spiritual declaration, a rallying cry, a statement powerful enough to shatter the invisible chains that try to imprison you. My child, discouragement holds no power when you cling to my word. The word I gave you is a lamp for your feet and a light for your path. Read it, meditate on it, treasure it. Let it renew your soul daily. I am with you, firm and strong, and together we will overcome this silent battle. I know the weight you carry, that nagging feeling that opportunities have slipped away. Those doors have closed. that the time for change has run out. But listen closely. Human time is not divine time. I exist beyond the clocks and calendars by which you measure your life. I am the God of eternal timing, of the perfect moment, of the divine second. When you think it's too late, I am just preparing the stage for the greatest miracle in your story. Even in silence, I am working behind the scenes to restore everything you thought was lost. When the enemy whispers that your ship has sunk, I raise a miracle to pull you from the depths and bring you to dry land. Don't let despair make you quit before victory. Don't let doubt blind you from seeing what I've already begun to do. Don't let fear convince you that your mistakes are too great or too many. I am the God who forgives, restores, renews, and transforms. Look at the lives of those I raised, rejected, forgotten, discredited. Men and women who had no resources, no support, no time, but they had faith, even if it was small, and the courage to believe I could change everything. Let me remind you, what looks like an ending is only my beginning. I make life spring forth in dry deserts. I cause barren land to flourish. I turn brokenness into beauty. I open windows where walls once stood. I flip the narrative and surprise your enemies with the glory of your victory. Lift your head and listen to my voice. If you think you've wasted too much time, hear this. Time is never wasted in my presence. If you repent and surrender your life now, if you believe you've lost irreplaceable people, I can bring new ones, brothers, sisters, friends, who will strengthen your journey. If you think you failed too much, I'll show you my grace exceeds every failure. Write in faith, Lord, I will not give up because you are the God of new beginnings. Write it with bold conviction, as someone smashing chains and making room for renewal. I will guide you every step of the way, even in darkness, even when there's no visible light at the end of the tunnel. I am the light that never burns out. Don't fall for the enemy's lie that it's too late. As long as I am here, it is never too late. Now prepare your heart. What I reveal next carries the key to unlocking your destiny. Your words can build walls or open pathways. You may not realize it, but every word you speak carries spiritual power. Every sentence, every thought expressed becomes a seed planted into the soil of your life. And whatever you plant, you will harvest. If you speak of doubt, fear, and defeat, you prepare the ground for despair. If you speak faith, hope, and victory, you make room for me to move. Your voice is stronger than you know. How often have you said, I'll never make it. This isn't for me. It's already gone wrong. Why try again? Those words act like anchors, holding you back from the journey I've set before you. But I tell you, you can change your story simply by changing your speech. Your mouth can fire arrows of destruction or build bridges of hope. You can choose to declare blessings even when the ground shakes beneath you. You can raise your voice not in complaint, but in praise. You can lift up yourself and others with what you speak. Faith comes by hearing and also by declaring. When you speak my word and proclaim heavenly truth, you're signing your faith in the realm of the earth. So begin today. Watch your words. Don't let negative thoughts birth dead declarations. When despair tries to leak from your lips, stop it in prayer. Declare, I reject this lie. I am a child of God, and I will overcome. Right now, with fierce determination, I choose to speak life, victory, and hope. Write it like a soldier wielding spiritual weaponry. Because when your language changes, your soul shifts, your heart aligns, your path opens, and I will multiply every word of faith you prophesy. Don't be fooled. Controlling your tongue is a daily discipline. There will be hard days. Doubt will try to sneak into your sentences. But you are not alone in this battle. Now hear me again. What I reveal next may be the most crucial warning yet. The curse of indifference. It doesn't scream. It doesn't shake. It creeps in quietly, like a stone forming in your soul, layer by layer. Indifference is dangerous. It begins with silence where there was once passion. It is an emptiness where love once flowed. It's the moment you begin to accept evil as normal, and your sensitivity to my spirit fades away. My child, I created you to feel, to experience love, joy, sorrow, compassion, and conviction. These emotions are signs of my spirit moving through you, awakening your heart to truth. But when indifference takes root, you disconnect from me, and from those I sent to love and challenge you. Indifference masquerades as protection. You think that by ignoring pain, injustice, or sin, you're shielding yourself. But in reality, it makes you cold, closed off, and vulnerable. And the enemy uses that ice to bury you deeper. How many times have you looked away from someone in need, felt sorrow, but ignored it, stopped praying because you believed nothing would change? I tell you now, those are traps. When you stop feeling, you stop fighting. When your heart hardens, true prayer loses power. Compassion fades. Transformation withers. Without that flame, you become a vessel without purpose. But I am the God who can restore your soul, even if it feels frozen. I will pour new fire into you, fire that melts the numbness, fire that brings tears again, fire that makes your heart beat with love, urgency, and clarity. A father's loving call to the soul. I can move you to tears, tears of joy, tears of pain, and tears of regret, because those tears are proof that you are alive in me. My son, I plead with you. Do not grow accustomed to indifference. Don't let fatigue, routine, disappointment, or fear steal your divine gift, the ability to feel deeply. Rise, open your heart. Cry if you must. Cry out, love with abandon, and fight with purpose. Life is meant to be lived with compassion, even in the fiercest storms. So write in the comments now with all your soul, Lord, I want to feel your love, your pain, and your presence every single day. Write with enthusiasm. That is the door to your renewal. And remember, when you choose to feel, you choose communion with me. I promise I will never abandon you. Even in your hardest moments, I will be by your side, holding your hand. I know your heart carries wounds, ones that still hurt, that bleed silently, tethered by invisible chains. You've borne the weight of betrayal, cruel words, and injustices that seem unanswered. But my son, I tell you with the full authority of heaven, if you hold on to those unforgiven wounds, they will continue to imprison your soul. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning. It's not in agreement with what was done. Forgiveness is the freeing of your spirit from the poison that eats away at your peace. When you withhold forgiveness, you suffer alone, burdened by bitterness and resentment. And I do not want that for you. I came so that you may have life in abundance, a life of light, peace, and fullness. But this life can only flourish in the soil of forgiveness. Look at the one who followed me. This is why you must build a spiritual shield, a divine protection that keeps you safe from what I never intended for you to carry. This shield begins with vigilance. Guard your thoughts, for they are the battleground. Do not let doubt, fear, anxiety, or pride uproot the truth I've planted in you. When you're tempted to give up or complain about the struggle, lift the shield of my word. Recall my promises, the strength I have given you, and declare boldly, I am more than a conqueror through him who strengthens me. Repeat this as a mantra, a suit of armor against spiritual attacks. Your shield grows stronger through constant prayer. Don't let a day pass without connecting with me, even for a few minutes. Prayer is your direct line to heaven, your source of strength, clarity, and peace. Don't wait for a crisis to cry out. Daily prayer is your protection. Keep your heart guarded from harmful influences. Stay away from destructive conversations, fearful news, and people who steal your peace. Surround yourself with those who encourage you, pray with you, and keep you steadfast in faith. Never underestimate the power of praise and gratitude, even in hardship. Lift your voice in thanksgiving. Praise breaks chains, opens doors, and lifts your spirit above the storm. Do it every day. Your heart aligned with mine strengthens your spiritual shield. Write in the comments with faith. I raise my shield with prayer, the word, and gratitude. Declare your spiritual protection and your commitment to resist every attack. Know this, you are never alone in this battle. I am your refuge, your strength, your unshakable protection. When you feel weak, remember, I am with you. Never forget, the shield does not isolate you from the world. It empowers you to walk in light and love wherever I send you. Now prepare your heart for the next revelation. How to recognize and ward off thieves of inner peace. This will be a vital step toward walking a victorious path filled with my peace. These thieves don't arrive with fanfare. They creep in as subtle distractions, fleeting thoughts and emotions you allow to settle in your heart. They hide in your unspoken doubts, suppressed worries, and faithless words. They invade your rest, steal your sleep, and leave your spirit uneasy, even when everything seems fine on the surface. My son, one of the most powerful thieves of peace is fear. It comes in many forms: fear of failure, rejection, the unknown. Fear paralyzes, robs you of confidence, and keeps you from taking the steps I've shown you. But hear me, do not fear. I am with you. Where I dwell, fear loses all power. Another silent thief is anxiety. It fills your mind with chaos, endless worries, and imaginary despair. Anxiety pulls you away from the present and blinds you to my constant care. But I invite you to cast all your anxieties on me, for I care for you with boundless love. Pride is also a quiet thief. When you believe you must carry everything alone, that your strength is enough, you isolate yourself from my grace. But true strength lies in recognizing your dependence on me. Lay down your pride and receive my sustaining grace. Unresolved resentment is a thief too. Holding grudges and bitterness erects walls that block my peace. Forgiveness, once more, is the key that breaks these chains. Write in the comments, I reject the thieves of my peace and choose to live in the presence of God. Say it boldly, for every word you speak strengthens your spirit against these thieves. Be vigilant. Recognize when fear, anxiety, pride, or resentment try to creep in and resist them firmly. Talk to me. Cry out. Meditate on my word and recall my promises. When your peace is firm, no storm will shake you, because I am your refuge. My beloved son, everything I've shared is to strengthen your soul and guide you on the path of victory and lasting peace. I am with you, always, even when doubts press in and storms rage around you. A divine message of hope and restoration. It was no accident that you arrived here. I reached out to you because I see in you a heart willing to listen, a spirit longing for transformation, and a future I personally designed with love and purpose. Do not let trials, past shadows, or visible and invisible enemies defeat you. Your path is sacred and deeply precious to me. I see every step you take, every tear you cry, and every sigh of hope you offer. And I promise you, blessing is on its way, deliverance is assured, healing will be complete, and the peace that surpasses all understanding will guard your heart and mind. Do not give up, do not retreat. Hold your shield high, speak with faith, and keep your heart open to all I still have to give. Your miracle is closer than you think, and I will uphold you until the moment of victory arrives. Now rise in courage and declare, my trust is in God, and nothing can bring me down. Let these words be your banner, your bold stand against discouragement and doubt. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so to help others hear this word and be reached. Leave a like to strengthen our faith community and share this message with those in need. Comment, share, and be a radiant light in the lives of others. Let us pray together, a prayer of faith and renewal. Beloved Son, in this sacred moment, I draw near your heart with tenderness and power. I bless you with peace that passes all understanding, and I envelop you in my eternal love. May my light dissolve every shadow around you. May my Holy Spirit strengthen you in every step, and may my presence be so real that no fear can touch you. I pray that every chain binding you is broken, every bitterness lifted, and every doubt cast away. May forgiveness bloom in your heart like a river of living water, healing every wound and renewing your soul with hope. I ask that your faith be as unshakable as a rock standing firm against the storms of life. May every word from your mouth carry power, declaring victory, restoration, and life. Be a beacon to those in darkness, carrying the light only I can give. I cover you with divine protection against all evil, every enemy's attack, and the lies meant to discourage you. May my angels surround you always, guarding your steps, opening impossible doors, and leading you toward goodness. Lord, I surrender my mind to be filled with your peace and wisdom. I give you my heart to be renewed in love and compassion. I commit my life to your glory, to spread your word and testify to your power. May your presence dwell within me so deeply that I never feel alone, helpless, or lost. May my soul rest fully in your care, trusting your perfect timing and eternal promises. Thank you, my God, for never giving up on me, for loving me even in my failures, and for lifting me every time I fall. I praise and glorify you, for only you are worthy of all my heart. Amen.